Welcome back, dear viewers. And now we are joined over the phone by Dr. Hassan Wageih, Professor of International Relations at Al-Azhar University. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Hassan.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So, Dr. Hassan, Foreign Minister Badr Abdelghati participates on Saturday in Antalya's Diplomacy Forum, and it is expected he's also expected to join a quadruple ministerial meeting with his counterparts from Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. What is the significance of Foreign Minister Badr Abdelghati's participation in Antalya's Diplomacy Forum?
Actually, it is a very important message and mission, because, you know, the quartet was established during the heat of this crisis, and this quartet is very important, and I think that they are playing a very important role together in mediating and in de-escalating and in easing the communication. The crisis communication is always complicated. So each party has a role to play, but they all have an identification ground. So I think the mission of Minister Abdelghati is very important to be continuous.
Yes. Also, sir, the meeting is expected to tackle the course of negotiations between the United States and Iran and ways to de-escalate tensions in the region. What's your take on this?
Yes, of course, as we have already said, the mission of the mediator is enormous task, by the way, because it is communication. It is behind the scene diplomacy most of the time, and I think this is very vital for not getting the whole thing to be escalated in the wrong direction. So the four partners are very important. Efforts are very important. Each partner has his own or its own distinctive characteristics in the relation with the parties of the conflict and with their geopolitical stances.
Also, sir, Iran temporarily reopened the Strait of Hormuz on Friday following a ceasefire agreement in Lebanon, raising optimism about peace talks. How do you see the situation now?
Actually, I think that was a smart move, because you know, you cannot all the time have negotiation with clenched hands, with fights, you know, we need trust.
Yes.
You know, the dilemma of trust and cooperation is the most important thing in any negotiation in the world. So I think this is a very failing point in the negotiation. So if you try to show good signs by passing something very good for the entire world, it's okay. I think it eases the situation. It makes it much more communicative.
However, Iran, sir, warned that it could close the crucial waterway again if the recent U.S. Navy blockade of Iranian ports continued. Do you expect the United States to lift this blockade?
Actually, everything will be lifted. Everything is, you know, if you are opening it, the blockade has no importance, by the way.
Yes.
But you know, the point is related to the dilemma of trust and cooperation. You know, it is conditional. All the statements now are conditional.
Yes.
I can let the whole world pass through this strait, and everything would be smooth, on the condition that some of my requirements will be met. So I think that the situation should be there to have some sort of win-win situation, and this is the only way out to have a successful negotiation and lasting negotiation.
So, sir, do you expect to see an end to this war soon?
Actually, let me be optimistic about
it.
We all would like to be optimistic. The whole world wants an end to this war. Partners also got exhausted, and they need an end to this war. So I hope there will be no miscommunication. There will be much more open-mindedness and a win-win approach. Identification grounds could be established, I hope that the mediation efforts of Pakistan and along with Egypt, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia would help much in this. And I think this is a critical role now being played in Antalya.
Yes. So, sir, talking about the new mediators, are we witnessing the beginning of a new regional bloc for crisis management independent of the major powers?
This is what we expect, this is what we are hoping for, because it makes the needed balance for the entire area. And I think that whether, hopefully, the communication would go on, hopefully everything will be intact, hopefully it will not be back to square one. No, I think that one of the most important lessons from this crisis is to have this as a continuous effort, as a continuous block. It is very important for the stability, for the economy, and for deterring those who are outlawed. There is terrible violation of international law. The Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, warned us against that yesterday again. So I hope when you have a powerful bloc comes like that, this would be compatible with establishing international law in this area now and in the future.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Hassan Wageih, Professor of International Relations at Al-Azhar University.